The final hurdle is the might of Al Hilal, the Saudi Arabian powerhouse, two-time champions of Asian football back in 1991 and 2000. And the Wanderers, of course, only came into existence just over 2.5 years ago. Haven't even gone past the 1,000-day mark, but they've played in 2 Hyundai A-League Grand Finals. And now here they are, down to the final 2 in the continental competition. Robbie Slater now up in the commentary box. An amazing atmosphere, no matter where you are, within touching distance of Parramatta Stadium.
Well, you can't help but feel so excited about what we're about to see. The atmosphere is absolutely electric down on the ground. The noise coming from both ends. Great turnout from Al Hilal. Their supporters all in blue at one end and, of course, a red and black block down the other end. It's going to be a special night. A lot of excitement, world-class players on view as well.
And they walk past the prize that is up for grabs, the Asian Champions League trophy. And there's significant prize money as well. Win this tournament and you're looking at around $3.5 million. It's $1.5 million alone for winning this title. And the Wanderers players will get a 50% cut of that, should they get the job done against Al Hilal. And the FIFA Club World Cup coming up later this year in Morocco. Real Madrid have already qualified for that. These players dreaming of taking on the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo in that tournament. There's Yasser Al-Shamrani, one of the stars for Al Hilal. Scored against the Socceroos in World Cup qualifiers past, and Anthony Golick and co will be trying to keep him quiet. Of course, they do not want to concede an away goal, Robbie Slater. That's the important thing in this first leg. Wanderers have got to keep their sheet clean.
Yeah, look, that's the key for them, and if they can get a couple of goals up heading back to Saudi Arabia, that's would be mission accomplished. It's a tough ask, but they've done it so many times already. Round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals. They've never been the favourites. And you just get the sense around the stadium something special just may be about to happen.
Yeah, 2 of those knockout stages, knockout legs, if you like. They got to bring Sanfrecce back here with a 3-1 deficit from the first leg. The Wanderers, they won at home 2-0, went through on the away goals. That was in the round of 16. Then in the quarterfinals, they had to play here first against Guangzhou. They managed to get through on away goals after holding on in that second leg in China against the defending champions, Marcello Lippi's men. Great to see a smile on the face of Mark Bridge, the club's greatest ever goal scorer. He is a man for the big occasion. And then in the semi-finals, a goalless draw in the first leg away to FC Seoul. And then they brought the Korean Giants back here, last year's finalists, and beat them 2-0. What a night that was. Mateo Poljak scored the opener on that night. The red and black block have come up with something new tonight. And at the other end of the stadium, the blue wave, if you like. Al Zain, they call themselves the boss. Bruce Springsteen's not the only boss on this planet. That is what Al Hilal call themselves, winners of 40 domestic trophies as well. They are the powerhouse, and they want to go one better than Al Ittihad, who've won the AFC Champions League twice in 04 and 05. They want to become the first Saudi club to win this competition 3 times. Terrific colour, wonderful noise, and we're not too far away from kickoff. Let's check the team news. And Tony Popovic has resisted the temptation to bring back Sporanovic and Juric. They're both on the bench, so 2 changes from the team which started in the derby. Castellan is ineligible for this competition, while Saba drops to the bench with Shannon Cole and Labanot Haliti, the inclusions. They combined for the second goal against FC Seoul. There is Juric and Sporanovic on the bench alongside Saba, and the pacey Wabina Apia could see game time as well. For Al Hilal, well, their captain and former Asian Player of the Year, Yasser Al-Khattani, is suspended, but it's still a strong lineup, including Brazilian international Thiago Neves and striker Nasser Al-Shamrani. The number 15, he is the undoubted danger man up front. He scored 10 of Al Hilal's 19 goals in the campaign. The number 24, Nawaf Al-Abid, could be the X factor off the bench for the visitors. A referee for this one, vastly experienced from Iran, is the Fagani Ali Reza. Tony Popovic called this game the biggest in the club's history, despite those two A-League Grand Finals, and he insists his team is well prepared and there'll be no fear in his players' eyes. And what about this man? He only took over the job about 5 or 6 months ago, and here he is guiding them to the AFC Champions League final. Laurențiu Regicamp, 39-year-old Romanian, who won the title twice in his homeland with Steaua Bucharest as a player and a coach, and that's what caught the eye of Al Hilal, who signed him off the back of that most recent Romanian championship. The Wanderers in their famed red and black hoops, ready to go. And the red and black block are firing up too as the Wanderers get the AFC Champions League final of 2014 underway, and one for Brendan Sanderlab to chase. What a noise, Robbie Slater, and what a night.
The noise has been, it's been going for the last hour. And you just mentioned Brendan Sanderlab, who looked absolutely no chance when he hobbled off in that memorable derby last week. But luckily for him, there was no tear in the hamstring, and Sanderlab starts. Halidi and Cole, you call them the good luck talisman of this team, of this ACL campaign. Both get a start as well. Tommy Juric on the bench is a bonus.
Here's the classy Thiago Neves getting away from a couple of challenges early on. Combining with Al Faraj, who's in behind here and inside the area. The cutback's not bad, and they could easily have hit the lead there. Credit Anthony Golic for scrambling it out for the corner.
It's Al Dosseri coming in, came in late. Watch his run, he bends his run. Al Faraj, who played against the Socceroos with brilliant run down the left-hand side, and a warning already, and that's a good challenge.
Now Mullen, clear foul, somewhat cynical one as well.
It just gave Faraj a sniff there as the ball from Sanderlab, who did well, held the ball up, switch play to Daniel Mullen, just not a lot of pace on the ball. Faraj thought he had a sniff, committed the foul.
Regicamp on the edge of his technical area there was accusing Mullen of diving. Mullen was not a fan. Marcello Lippi wasn't happy with Mullen earlier in the knockout stage. That time around, there's no whistle, and Regicamp and the Al Hilal bench just getting a little warning.
Well, he's saying he's dived again. I think that's another foul on Mullen.
They seem to have settled down after that early scare, but there's space for Al-Zuri to explore down the left-hand side. This little 1-2 attempted. They get a corner as a result.
An important touch from Mullen, gives him the corner, but Al-Zuri was in behind if he didn't get that touch. Then it was the switcher play. Al-Zuri pushing right up. Fullbacks go up high and wide when they're in possession. And Kariri, the holding midfielder, just sits back with the two centre-halves.
Got the South Korean centre-half, Kwak, one of the options to hit in the middle, but they come all the way out for Al-Shamrani. Now lifted in by Kariri, and Popovic for the big shout for his defensive unit. Al-Dosseri, Thiago Neves with the shot, on target but no power.
And that's what he'll do all night. If you give him that space, when he drifts in between the lines, always looking to get it onto that left foot. And that's what those, particularly the two holders, Rocker and Poliak, to stay close enough to try to put him onto his right foot as much as possible.
Oh, he left it behind Al-Zuri. And LaRocca thought about using Santalab, went for Bridge in the end. And look at him bursting through the middle, running off Haliti. The only ever present for the Wanderers in this campaign, and it's coming back because the advantage didn't accrue to Haliti. Free kick to the Wanderers.
Well, LaRocca going in, and he had Santalab breaking down the right. Thought that would have been the better option. There he goes, and you see Santalab make that diagonal run. Goes for Bridge, tries to play the heavy touch from Haliti, but before he comes back to the foul on Bridge.
They had a free kick from this kind of position early in the game. They didn't elect to whip it in the mixer.
Shannon about leading with his right foot, switches to his left.
Poljac's waiting for the scraps, just as he did against FC Seoul. They want a corner, the Wanderers. Now Thiago Neves pokes it to Al Shamrani, scrambled clear by Poljak. Almost the back five at the moment for the Wanderers, and they've still been breached by Al Shamrani. Oh, that's a horrible ball, and that will relieve the pressure. Now Kwak, the Korean, trying to flight it, and he flighted it perfectly across the face of goal. That's good communication from the Wanderers. Hamill facing his own goal.
Oh, that was clever, because you see them going to their own net. Terrific run from the right fullback, who's like a right winger, Al Sharani. Terrific first touch, and probably expecting Al Shamrani to be in there for that one. Hamill very wisely was aware that there's no one behind him and allowed it to go across the face of goal.
Lovely first touch from Pintilli. Now in a battle with LaRocca. That's for Al-Zuri. A mini win there, forcing the ball all the way back to Digao. It's a nice idea. There's too much on it for Al Shamrani, but he's finding some spaces between the Wanderers back.